I don't think I've ever seen a company so devoted to destroying its legacy and its ambiance as the Walt Disney Company in its current iteration. Today, folks, they are getting at obliterating yet another piece of theme park beauty, that being the red trolley car in Disney's California Adventure. Oh, you say it's just a little trolley that nobody rides? Well, folks, hang on, because this is the video you need to see. Don't hide it. Share it with everyone you know. We'll show you why this is a big blow to the California theme parks. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the place that loves Disney theme parks. You might think otherwise based on the way that we cover these things, but no. We are doing our best to protect, to defend that which made them great. The idea, the ideals of the Imagineers and Walt himself, those who had a great impact on making these things be great places that people wanted to go. Now, well, for sure it looks like the Imagineers and the C-suite of Disney have no idea what they're doing, and they are decimating everything that draws people to the parks. Instead, thinking that IP, that's intellectual property vomit, a kaleidoscope of randomly placed Disney properties, is something that people want to see. Nay, we say, there's a cohesive narrative, a story to be told, and Disney seems to be getting old on remembering that tale. Folks, let's bring on the panel and we'll tell you what's going on in Disney's California Adventure. Indeed. Speaking of which, by the way,
I was wondering if this would come up.
They're not done yet, folks. Take a look at this over at Disney's California Adventure. This by Blake Taylor at Attractions Magazine. Red car trolley closing permanently at Disney California Adventure, because this is a company determined to take out every bit of ambiance and uniqueness to them in order to cram in every IP they possibly can, which will be dated, but they do not care. The red car trolley is closing in 2025 at Disney's California Adventure to make way for an expansion to Avengers Campus. Now, folks, we're going to show you in just a minute why this is absolutely, utterly, entirely unnecessary. It is simply a desire to not have to maintain things. It is a cheapening in every single way. Here's what it says. The red car trolley is closing for Avengers. The red car trolley attraction at Disney California Adventure will close in early 2025. I don't know. Maybe Kathleen's going to ride on out of her career. Who knows? Here's Disney's full statement to Attractions Magazine. As we shared at D23, we anticipate construction to begin on the Avengers Campus expansion in early 2025. Some backstage locations in this area will be impacted. Construction requires the removal of the backstage red car trolley barn, and as such, we will discontinue operation of the attraction in early 2025 and will share a specific date later this winter. We look forward to sharing more information in the future. The statement notes the removal of the trolley barn, not relocation, implying the red car trolley's closure will be permanent. The trolley traverses the park's main entrance area and adjacent Hollywood land. Guests can catch a lift if they so choose, or simply take in the ambiance of the trolley gliding by. The trolley's route begins on Buena Vista Street, travels through Carthay Circle, and continues into Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard before concluding its route near Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. And it goes on to show this and what will be replacing it. Real quick, let me show this, though, guys, because if we go to Google Earth and maximize, I'm going to show everybody this real quick. This is the current trolley barn here at Disney's California Adventure. It's a beautiful little building, right? Just look at that beige. And the trolley comes out, it goes through here up into this area, and then goes out and makes its public appearance so that people can have the ambiance they need and want and love and desire. Whether you ride it or not, it is providing an environmental assist to make you feel like you are immersed in the park. Now, they're saying that because the expansion will be down in this area, they have to close it. Fine. Guess what, folks? They could literally put it over here. There's another backstage building they could replace and relocate, and they could take those rails right out and connect them right through here in front of Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout. No problem, but that would cost them a little bit of money to move this over near the Hyperion. There have been suggestions that they could move it over here to this side of Mission Breakout, formerly Tower of Terror. I don't think that's actually possible because of some electrical issues.
Exactly. Yeah, you have your power building there. Yeah. Look, man, they have 3 power banks there. Anyway, look, you have almost no kinetics in this park whatsoever. Outside of going over to where the stupid Mickey's Sun Wheel, Fun Wheel, Pixar Spinabout, whatever they're calling it now, because I don't care anymore. But you have almost no kinetics in this park. Absent is people screaming on, the new Incredicoaster or whatever you have none of that. None of that. You're going to take away the one thing that gives you something that interrupts your eye line for a moment, that brings you something different at a different height level, perhaps, or a different distance to yourself. You're going to remove that element of the park and dumb it down because you don't want to spend, $100,000 building a new. Well, it's probably more than that because they have to redo the brickwork and do a rail tie-in with a spur. But this wouldn't be that hard to keep running. In fact, you could do all of the work before you took it down.
Yeah.
And just
and
move
by
it
the
over.
way, this is removing two things. It's removing a real historical old Hollywood reality. For those who don't know, the Pacific Red Car was Los Angeles's L train, subway, whatever you want to call it. It's how in the day, which would be my mother's youth, so the 1930s and 40s, you could get from Pasadena to the beach to Santa Monica Pier in 30 minutes. And they pulled it out to make more room for cars. How's that for irony, considering cars going into the river? But aside from that, it's Roger Rabbit, for God's sakes.
I was literally about to make the joke. I saw a documentary one time that it was shut down after being purchased by Judge Doom to make way for the freeway.
But that's true. The oil companies actually influenced them to shut it down. And by the way, the section of the old red car track that goes right through the middle of Beverly Hills, between what they call Big Santa Monica and Little Santa Monica, when I was a kid walking to school along that route, once a month, they would run a switch engine and one car down that track, not going anywhere for business, but because that helped the railroad maintain the right of way in case they ever wanted to use it. And inevitably they gave it up. But that was part of the legality of the red car. Anyway, it's just so silly. And it is the second variation on the red car to be taken away. The first one being the up and down fun one that was in Toontown.
The Jolly Trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the one word that stood out to me in this article was ambiance. And even if you don't use the red car, it adds to the ambiance of the area. And that's the thing that they very clearly don't care about anymore. You talk about getting rid of the rivers of America. Even if you don't go to Tom Sawyer Island, the ambiance of the water, of watching the raft go back and forth between the island and the mainland, like these are the little things that take, like I think Jonas said it in a recent stream, you're taking the park out of the theme park, and that is the thing that Disney used to have over something like a Six Flags. And we're going to get to the point where it's just going to be a very expensive Six Flags.
The entire point here is that Disney has something that Universal does not, and that other competitors do not. They're shaving off their own competitive advantages because they've heard of someone who can do it cheaper. And that is not what we need. We need two theme park companies doing different things. Unless these companies are going to merge one day, which I think is ridiculous.
Jonas, they're doing something different. Remember the story about expanding the backstage for, is it Hagrid? In order to be able to launch more cars right from the get-go in the morning. They're spending more money on a backstage for a ride than Disney is yanking out an onstage ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's the two companies for you.
Yeah. Anyways, to try to finish my point here, Disney has something special here. There is a Disney difference. It's just that the current company does not seem to be interested in whatever that difference is. They keep hinting at little things like, "Oh, we got a robot over here. We're going to put in the parks." That doesn't scale. When you look at the things that they're taking out in order to bring in these little technological monstrosities, I look at simple things like they can't keep a log flume ride running, and then they're going to try to come in with robots and things like that, or they don't have the funds to keep this trolley car running on a regular basis, and they're going to try to have robots and other things like that in the park. All of the things that make Disney great are fading away so that they can appeal to shareholders who may or may not actually be interested in what a Disney vacation is like, just how much money they make when someone else goes on one.
I'm amazed that they are
Companies
stripping
work.
out everything that makes them unique. It's amazing. I mean, there's no good reason to do it. There's none. But they are intensely intent on stripping out the stuff in the Disney parks that makes you want to go to them. And they believe that plopping down these giant, low performance, poorly operating attraction replacements is the way to go. I don't understand it at all. I mean, listen, I'm here to analyze them. I don't know this must be a cult of bad personalities with yes people surrounding them agreeing to do these things because there's no logic.
And
They've
as
lost the soul of the
process-
company.
In
Yeah,
the
there's
process,
no.
they lower capacity for what 4, 5, 6 years in order to return less.
They
It
are
doesn't
taking.
work.
Well, we just said that they're taking the park out of the theme park, but they're also taking the Walt out of Walt Disney World, out of the Walt
Yeah.
Disney Company, and Disneyland as well. They're taking the Disney out of it. They're taking the magic out of it. They're taking the special differences out of it while raising prices and telling you that it's for you.
Wait a
My,
minute.
my favorite thing whenever they make these like little announcements, like they'll take away Magical Express and they'll be like, "We here at the Disney Company know that you want to make your own." Travel accommodations to and from the Orlando airport.
Yeah, but you made a good point, Marvin, as you almost always do. In fact, always do, I would say.
Almost works.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But what I'm saying is that there is no Disney difference anymore. We call this this is the unnecessary downgrades that they believe are necessary that we're getting across everything that they offer, including their films and television projects.
And it would be one thing if they opened something bad, but when it basically doesn't open at all, or as I said to somebody the other day, look at that bad airport waiting room at Epcot. They opened it to great fanfare to say, "Look, we're finished," and then they announced they're about to close it to redress it for the next festival. Why not just wait? You don't get the down, you get the intro of the new thing, and at least it looks like something. I don't know what it's going to look like, but idea that best of both worlds is A, intro something bad, B, shut it down, C, dress it up. What planet are they on?
Well, what I don't understand, Lou, and this is something that Imagineering should have not only rediscovered, but the idea that they can create automatic dressings for the seasons or festivals that they're going to promote, or design them in a way so that you can swap over seasonal decorations in a matter of hours rather than months.
You know who does that? Well, the Bellagio.
Yeah. Well,
the greenhouse at the Bellagio does it all the time, but Disney can't.
Well, look, do you realize how many days it takes now for them to dress or to do the makeover or the reskin for the Haunted Mansion once a year? It doesn't take nearly as long as it used to. They have everything designed in a way that it's easily in, easily out, and no fuss, no muss. They're able to actually do a little refurbishment with that downtime to make that seasonal change.
Well, and like when they used to with Country Bears, when they did the summer and the holiday
winter
one.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end yet again. What a joy it is, though, every time we have the honor of spending time with you. Truly, you make everything possible, and we can never thank you enough. Folks, one more small act of kindness that we would adore. Consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell, and we would love to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. Share this out on your favorite social media platforms. And folks, we can't wait to spend time with you again. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.